Know that you toxic, baby. Bad for me like a pack of cigarettes. Falling in love with you already, and I ain't even get to hit it yet. Heard that your last nigga wanted to marry you, got me wondering why he ain't did it yet. Heard that last nigga wanted to keep you, but I'm wondering why he ain't did that. Like, okay, yeah, I know you get dolled up all day, but somehow still at your ugly show. I wave the checker flag, baby girl, yeah, I gotta go. Running me away, and your friends know you're not for me, and your actions say so. Your actions I've been smoking cigarettes because they remind me of your love so toxic. Whoa, I've been smoking cigarettes because they remind me of your love so toxic.
Everything husky.
Good morning, it's another day, my friend. But soon the sunshine turns to moonlight, life goes on. It takes some time to say goodnight. You close your eyes to dream. Next thing, tomorrow's here
It's a
again.
brand new day. Never hold on to hate, cause you was placed here to be great. Please take your place. All queens got a seat at my table, cause without y'all, then the man ain't able. Melanated queen, connected to the universe, and so I gotta thank my mom for my birth. If hate is the curse, then love is the remedy. So I send you love no matter creed or identity. Until infinity, look at you like you kin to me. Even when we disagree, yo, you still kin to me. In other words, I can't bring you no trouble, can't bring you no beef, don't wanna see you deceased. Now if I'm coming at you, I'm coming with a business plan, cause every day I'm on some, yo, let's get this money, man. Yeah, and that's my real plans. I rest my head at night, I wake up, I got another plan.
Good morning, it's another day, my friend. But soon the sunshine turns to moonlight, life goes on. It takes some time to say goodnight. You close your eyes to dream. Next thing, tomorrow's here
It's a
again.
lot of high rappers tell me why we don't get money together, but we'll kill each other over whatever. Running down the freeway, we gonna own down. If Black Lives Matter, why we gonna own down? That's why they laugh and they think that we clowns. They hear what we say, but see how we get down. We gotta change that now, right now to be exact. Cause hurting that man's moms is not where it's at now. Old school, new school need to learn, yo. They put us in groups so they can make more dough. The young versus the old versus the young. Black versus white, you see the pattern, right? No unity, keep them all on some gutter-ish. This way they don't prosper and get rich. Yo, can't you see it's a trick? Just open your third eye and you'll see the full view of it. Now yo, what if the powers that be know that the real power lies within the people? That's us. And what if they using things like crayon colors, black and white, to separate the people? Hey, yo, you gotta wake up. Don't let them fool y'all. Spread love.
Good morning, it's another day, my friend. But soon the sunshine turns to moonlight, life goes on. It takes some time to say goodnight. You close your eyes to dream. Next thing, tomorrow's. Good morning, it's another day, my friend. But soon the sunshine turns to moonlight, life goes on. It takes some time to say goodnight. You close your eyes to dream. Next thing, tomorrow's here again. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning.
All right, y'all. Good morning, good afternoon, depending on where you're watching. We are in the building. Y'all know what to do. Drop a 1 in the chat if you can hear me. Drop a 1 in the chat if you can see me. We're going to go ahead and get get into it. Wow, we have a great show today for y'all. Hopefully everybody is doing well. Hopefully we're good. Let me see if y'all can see me up in here. We should be looking good. There we go, all crispy and clean on the screen. Man, we're gonna get into it, y'all. Let me double check and make sure everything is all set. Yeah, there we go. Welcome, y'all. Welcome back to another YouTube live stream and another episode of the Music Morning Show. I'm your host, ClassE Beats of ClassEbeats.com. And today, we got a great show for y'all. We got a lot of different things we're gonna cover on Friday. Y'all know on Fridays, we like to mix it up a little bit and freestyle some, talk about some things that are in the music industry, out of the music industry, and we're gonna get into it today. But hopefully y'all are doing well. Appreciate everybody stopping by and bearing with me. As y'all can see, we are on Pacific Coast time today. We're starting a little bit late, but it's still morning time on the West Coast, so we're still good. We're still in the morning show time. Let me say what's up to everybody who's in the chat, man. Good to see y'all in here. We've got Lil E is in the building. Shout out to Mr. Tesla up in here as well. ML is in the building. We got Tammy Taper is in the building. Young Steppa is up in here. What's up? What's up? Mixed Chick Samantha is up in here as well. Always good to see you. We've got the amazing Amy in the building. I love me some Amy, man. Shout out to Amy for being in here. Always good to see you. We got Floyd, the real deal, Neil in the building. Say, you can't keep me on hold forever. Yeah, I got you, man, Floyd. We back in here. We're back in here. We've got Kristen Vasquez is up in here. Says, better late than not being here. Yeah, we don't miss. We do not miss at all. And it looks like, oh, Floyd isn't lying, man. He called in first thing in the morning. All right, so we're gonna get him in here in a second. Again, if y'all want to participate in the show, you do have the opportunity to call in, just like our guy Floyd, the real deal, Neil over there. If you want to call in, voice your opinion, voice your thoughts, you can do that. All you have to do is click the link in the description or in the pinned comment in the chat. All right, before I bring my guy Floyd up here, let me make sure he can hear me too. Yeah, there we go. Before I bring my guy Floyd up in here, we have a couple of announcements that we're going to get to, and then we'll go ahead and get into the show. All right, so real quick, y'all know what time it is. With it being Friday, y'all got to tune in tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We have another episode of the Song of the Night live, and tonight is a special episode because now every single Friday we are giving away 2 spots in the Versus Challenge. So y'all don't want to miss out. You also get an opportunity to win $100, a brand new Shure 55SH microphone, and 4 door prizes. All right, you can get a chance to win 4 prizes just for showing up to the show. So make sure y'all tune in tonight live at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time right here on the ClassE Beats YouTube channel. We're gonna get into it, and if you love music, if you love hearing some new up and coming independent artists, definitely make sure you tap in. All right, let me go ahead and bring Floyd up here. He's got something he wants to say. Called in first thing on the show. I love it, man. Shout out to my guy Floyd. Let me see if he can hear me. Floyd, can you hear me? You good to go? Floyd, check. Test. Dang. I thought he was ready, man. I don't know what happened.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, there he is. Floyd, the real deal, Neil is in the building.
Man, it ain't pushed over on me, man. Hey, I just had to call in first thing on this show to say congratulations to my boy ClassE on 30K.
Oh,
man,
shout out to Floyd, man.
Huge deal, bro. Like, it's only up from here. And the truth of the matter is, for everything that you do for the community, I don't think that you get enough flowers, man. But I want to tell you, hey, for stepping out on that vision, bro, I appreciate you. You built it. You're doing it with excellence. I didn't went to other review shows. This is top tier, and I want you to just keep on going, man. Know that you always in my prayers. I got you back through whatever.
I appreciate it, Floyd. And you mean it too. You back it up not only by showing support, by consistently being here in the community, working with and encouraging other artists, and putting in the work yourself too. So this show and what we're doing here would not be possible without people like you, man. So I appreciate you taking the time to say that. Yeah, I didn't announce it on today's show, but we hit 30K right here on the ClassE Beats YouTube channel. So again, shout out to my guy Floyd, and thank you for being a part of it, man. It means a lot.
Hey, keep it up. Let's have a good show now.
All right, I appreciate you, man. Shout out to Floyd, the real deal, Neil in the building. All right, y'all give it up. And I know y'all are gonna see him over there in the chat here as well. So hey, that's dope, man. Yeah, we hit 30K. I think it was sometime yesterday afternoon. Also, I want to give a shout out to Amy as well. She was the first one to show love, and I didn't even announce it. And she was already watching and being aware of what's going on over here. She posted it over on Instagram and said congratulations. So I appreciate that, Amy. I appreciate you, and I love everything that you do. I love everything that you are, not only to me, but to this community. So shout out to her as well. All right, before we get too emotional, we're going to keep it moving. Yeah. Like Floyd was saying, this is just the beginning, and I appreciate y'all supporting. If you want to support even more, there's one thing that you can do, and it's free. Just make sure on your way in that you like the video. Not only does it help the show continue to grow, but it lets the algorithm know you guys are enjoying the show, and it shares it with more people. And then if you're feeling extra spicy on this Friday, you can subscribe and hit the notification bell. As I mentioned, we not only live stream 2 times, Monday through Friday, but we drop videos twice a day, every weekday and every weekend as well. So 24/7, 365. We've got some new content for you guys. So make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any time we drop a video or go live. All right. So we're going to get into our first topic. Now, it is not music related, but I would be remiss if we didn't talk about this, y'all. All right. So our commander in chief, Mr. President Joe Biden, is back at it again. So most recently, Joe Biden had a conference that he was hosting. Some of y'all may be familiar with it, may not. I'm not going to go into the technical side of things, but at this conference, they had a lot of conversation about some of the things that are going on in the country and some of the things that are going on in the world. And Joe Biden, again, has continued to show that he might not be the best fit president right now. And there's been a lot of talk about him being replaced by his vice president. There's been talk about him stepping down and not even running or even finishing out this race. There's been talk about Kamala Harris taking over for him. There's been talk about the governor of California taking over for Joe Biden. But we've got to talk about this to show a little bit of the background of what's been going on. If y'all saw the debate here in the U.S. that took place a couple weeks ago between Donald Trump and, or I should say, former President Donald Trump and President Joe Biden, it was an entire mess. It was absolutely terrible. There was so many things that were said that didn't make sense. So many things that were said that were off topic, and it was just overall embarrassing. But to give you a little bit of a recap of what happened, we've got Anderson Cooper. Anderson Cooper did an interview with Kamala Harris after that debate took place a couple of weeks ago. And I thought it was interesting to hear her thoughts on what happened in this whole situation. Check it out.
The debate of the 2024 presidential campaign is now history. The fallout from it is just getting started. Joining us now is Vice President Kamala Harris. Madam Vice President, thanks for being with us. CNN's John King has described a panic inside the Democratic Party right now because of President Biden's performance in tonight's debate. He's been hearing from Democratic lawmakers and others around the country. Some within your own party are wondering if President Biden should even step aside. What do you say to that?
What do you say to that, Kamala?
Listen, first of all, what we saw tonight is the president making a very clear contrast with Donald Trump on all of the issues that matter to the American people. Yes, there was a slow start, but it was a strong finish. And what became very clear through the course of the night is that Joe Biden is fighting on behalf of the American people, on substance, on policy, on performance. Joe Biden is extraordinarily strong. And
but I'm sorry,
that
on
cannot
substance
be
and
debated.
policy and performance tonight, I mean, the president's performance tonight clearly was disappointing for his supporters.
It was
CNN
bad,
is
y'all.
reporting Democratic lawmakers watching the debate were worried about the president's performance. One said it was a disaster. Another called it a train wreck. Those are Democrats especially worried that Biden did not punch back on Trump's lies.
Listen, people can debate on style points, but ultimately this election and who is the president of the United States has to be about substance. And the contrast is clear.
Yeah, Kamala, she's just doing her politician thing, being completely disingenuous and not even addressing the question. It's not about style points. It's about a man who is the leader of the free world. President of these can't even formulate a complete sentence or answer a question or call people by their correct name. which we're going to see here in a second. So that's a little bit of the deflection that took place by Kamala. Most recently, in the past 24 hours, Joe Biden was back at it again, just with a terrible look in this recent summit that he hosted. Y'all check this out.
Well, 2 weeks after President Biden's disastrous debate performance, he today faced the world's media in an appearance labelled make or break for his election campaign. So, did he make it or did he break it?
On the
You
last
guys be
day
the
of the
judge.
NATO summit, a mortifying gaffe.
Ladies and gentlemen, President Putin. President Putin. We're going to beat President Putin. President Zelensky.
But lucky
Oh my God. This is where we at. This is where we're at. If y'all didn't see this situation, I'm gonna play this video for you real quick, and then we'll get back to that news report. Look, this is amazing.
And now I want to hand it over to the President of Ukraine, who has as much courage as he has determination. Ladies and gentlemen, President Putin.
And people
We're
clap.
going to beat President Putin. President Zelensky. I'm so focused on beating Putin, we got to worry about it. Anyway, Mr. President.
I'm better.
You are a hell of a lot better.
What concerns do you have about Vice President Harris's ability to beat Donald Trump if she were at the top of the ticket?
Look, I wouldn't have picked Vice President Trump to be vice president, but I think she was not qualified to be president.
I can't laugh at this, man. We have men and women in our military, and I always think of them, who are putting their life on the line and who are giving every single thing that they have every day to fight for this country. And this is how we're being represented. It's disgusting to me. A lot of y'all, some of y'all know my background and my history when it comes to military. Every single one of my aunts and uncles, military. My grandfather is a Marine. My mother and father both served and were lifers in the military. Well, every time I hear the words commander in chief, and then I think about the person who is in office, it's just painful. And to think there's still people out there, say what you will, that are going to back this man up is amazing to me.
for President Biden, he had one opportunity to help us forget his terrible faux pas. Here's how that went.
I wouldn't have picked Vice President Trump to be vice president, but I think she was not qualified to be president.
We're pretty sure he meant his actual VP, Kamala Harris.
Right now, Donald Trump is using that to mock your age and your
Terrible.
memory. How are you to combat that criticism from tonight?
The president spent the rest of his time fending off the media feeding frenzy.
Your decline has become noticeable.
It is not your enemies who are calling on you to reconsider your decision. It's your friends.
They're worried about the next bad night and the bad night after that.
Would you reconsider your decision to stay in the race?
No, unless they came back and said, there's no way you can win. No one's saying that.
But despite his fumbles,
Today, I brought on, I asked our NATO allies,
coughs,
excuse me,
and brain freezes,
Australia, New Zealand, Japan, Australia. I already mentioned Australia.
the president delivered what
This is
many are
sad,
calling
y'all.
a solid performance.
He is a master of the foreign policy field and has been for decades.
We must lead the world. We
I'm gonna
have
let it go.
strengthened the Asian Pacific area more than anyone else has. This war cabinet is one of the most conservative war cabinets in the history of Israel.
But ultimately, Biden's been unable to stem the rising chorus, begging him to call it quits.
This is not about one press conference, one debate, one speech. This is about the presidency of the United States.
So, amid a party divided, is the whole Biden circus just playing right into Donald Trump's hands?
Yeah, and I mean, we all know the agenda is the agenda, right? The president, yes, he makes certain decisions, but if we were to be real, we would understand that he's more of the person that is representing and not necessarily the person who is making all the decisions. So we get it, but man, can we just get a better look, please? Crazy.
Well, Planet America's John Barron is here to give us his take on how things went down. John, will Biden's so-called big boy press conference be enough to settle people's minds, do you think?
I don't think it will. It was not a disaster. It wasn't a triumph. It was somewhere in between. He was okay. There were a few gaffes. He rambled on a bit, but he just looks so old.
I know. And how much damage is this conversation around his performance and his age and how he's looking? What's that doing to the Democrats overall?
Great question. After 2 weeks of this, it's 2 weeks now since that terrible debate between Biden and Trump. We've now got this situation where we don't know whether more damage is being done by Biden hanging on and refusing to go, Democrats questioning whether he should go or not, and whether they should just move on. The polls are slipping badly. Already there are some polls showing that Kamala Harris would be a better option than Joe Biden against Donald Trump. That is still a possibility. We've got more members of Congress coming out after today's press conference saying, sorry, Joe, you've got to go. But the bleeding continues, and it doesn't look as though anybody's really got the stomach to stick the knife in just yet.
Yeah, and I think the good thing about this for me is put Joe Biden aside. This is a good reminder and really spotlighting just politics in general and the responsibility that we have. I always say this at the local level to do our part, to make sure we're involved, to make sure we understand what's going on our local level, then going up to the state level. And then that's going to translate into the federal level, because so many of the ideals and so many of the things that are being pushed in America specifically right now are all a result of everything that's taken place from the local level all the way up. So I'm glad that a lot of this is happening, because it's really, I think, pushing more people. I mean, we're having this conversation on the Music Morning Show. It's pushing more people to have a conversation just about policies and being involved in politics overall because of what they're seeing from our commander in chief here. So a little bit more of this video, and then we'll give Joe Biden the break. Hopefully he's taking a nap right now.
So let's start there. Number one.
We'll give him some grace.
The fact is that the consideration is that I think I'm the most qualified person to run for president. I beat him once, and I will beat him again. I'm ready to deal with him now and 3 years from now. Look,
I mean, that's true. He did beat him.
Like I said, I'm dealing with she right now and direct contact with him. I have.
Oh my God. What is happening, man? This is so sad. I hate this. I hate this so much.
Like I said, I'm dealing with she right now and direct contact with him. I have no good reason to talk to Putin right now. There's not much that he is prepared to do in terms of accommodating any change in his behavior. But there isn't any world leader I'm not prepared to deal with. But I understand the generic point is Putin ready to talk? I'm not ready to talk to Putin unless Putin's ready to change his behavior. Last time I talked to Putin was trying to get him to work on an arms control agreement related to nuclear weapons in space. That didn't go very far. I've taken 3 significant and intense neurological exams by a neurologist. In each case, as recent as February. And they say I'm in good shape, okay?
What? Yeah, they lied. And what did he say? February? February?
Significant and intense neurological exams by a neurologist. In each case, as recent as February. And they say I'm in good shape, okay? Although I do have a little problem with my left foot because it's not as sensitive because I broke my foot and didn't wear the boot. But I'm good. I've got to finish this job. I've got to finish this job because there's so much at stake. And if you looked at my schedule since I made that stupid mistake in the campaign, in the debate, I mean, my schedule has been full bore.
You earlier explained confidence.
All right, I can't take any more. That's our president, y'all. Like it or not. I want to hear from everybody who's on the side of who's on the Democratic side. What do y'all think about this whole situation? Are you proud? Are you cool with this being your nominee? Is this someone you want to vote for? If not, who do you think should replace him? Is it Gavin Newsom? Is it Kamala Harris? Is it, I don't know who else they have. Bernie Sanders? I don't know. Bernie Sanders didn't even run it. But man, y'all let me know in the comments. I mean, all the Trump supporters, we know where y'all stand at. Oh man, we got Lucas over here. Let me see what Lucas has to say about this. Lucas, can you hear me? Are you good?
Yeah, I hear you.
Oh man, we got a youngin' in the building. What's up, man?
What's up? Yeah, that's retarded. I don't. He needs to get out of the seat.
Lucas, it's 2024. You cannot say retarded.
I don't care.
Oh man.
Get out of here.
Okay.
Get out of here.
Lucas, all right. First of all, how old are you? And
I'm 13.
Okay, shout out to the. I love that you're having this conversation. So,
yeah.
First of all, what got you interested in this whole situation with politics and all that stuff at your age?
Well, let's go way back.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
Started when my parents started talking about Trump finally getting in the seat.
Mm-hmm.
And we just talked about how it was all good. And that's when Biden came along.
Mm-hmm.
And my grandpa is a big he talks a lot about how Biden needs to leave. So we both talk for a couple hours about it.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I've kind of committed myself to that.
Now, is there anything specifically that you're seeing that you think is a concern when it comes
He's
to
too old to be there. He's too old.
Dang.
Yeah. And
so it's just the whole look of it. It's just that he looks like he doesn't know left from right.
Yeah, and he just doesn't know what he's doing at all.
Man, that's tough to hear because I mean, when the next, let me see, you're 13. So when the next presidential election comes around, you'll be close to being able to vote, but you'll probably miss this next one, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I'm gonna miss it.
Oh man. So I guess we're going to be, I mean, we have no idea who's going to win going forward, but if you were to guess, who do you think is going to win and who would you vote for if you were able to vote this year?
I would for sure vote for Trump.
Okay.
And I think Trump is going to win because Biden knows that he's having a hard time with it. So it's going to be pretty difficult.
Now, do you think, or you see him being replaced? Because we're getting close to November here, and I mean, it's almost time to vote. Do you see him being replaced by somebody else, or do you think it would matter or change anything, even if he was?
I would hope that if Trump does not get it, I would hope that someone that can fix the United States of how it is now because of just prices and what Biden is just saying is crap.
Mm-hmm.
And I hope it's someone that can actually save us from what's going on.
Okay, now in your own personal life, what are you seeing is the biggest thing that you would like to see changed by the next president in America?
Well, that's a good question.
Yeah, just what's the first thing you think of? Yeah. I mean, this is a non-PC channel, so say what's on your mind.
Yeah, probably gas. I definitely want to see all that go down. It's definitely pretty high. And yeah, I think that's the first thing that kind of comes to my mind when I think of and yeah, that's probably the first thing that comes to my mind.
Mm-hmm.
And I haven't really gotten super deep into the whole presidency thing. I just know that we should get Trump back.
Yeah, one of Trump's biggest things when he was in office, and you can go back and look at it, was his energy policies. He had some really solid energy policies, and if that's something that you're interested in, you're seeing, I definitely think you should go back and do a little bit of research and look at some of the things that he had in place and was trying to do. But a lot of that got completely reversed and changed and shot down once Joe Biden did get in office. But yeah, if gas and energy is something that you're concerned and looking into, I would definitely say go look into it, because I think it'll probably give you more of an insight into why Trump would probably be your guy if that's something you're concerned about. But shout out to you, man, Lucas. I appreciate you calling in, man.
Yep.
That's dope
no
to
problem.
hear that you're interested in thinking about and considering all of this, because I mean, one more presidential election and it'll be your time to vote. So get ready.
Yep. I'm so ready for this. And
All right.
I've been watching you for so long. You're so nice. Like
Oh my God.
you're the only person that really supports me with this stuff. So I thank you.
Hey, keep pushing, man. We're gonna be here to support. And I know I always say it to you. It's dope that you're starting now and getting involved in everything when it comes to music and your music creation journey. Because it's so important that even when it comes to politics or music, that you just start to know and gain the knowledge now while you can, and you can completely focus on it. So, hey, I'm proud of you, man. Keep pushing.
All right.
All right. Take it easy, Lucas. Y'all give it up for Lucas in the building, man. The youngin' calling in. All of y'all sitting in the chat being shy. And we got our guy Lucas calling in, man. Shout out to Lucas. That was a dope call. All right, let me see what some of y'all are saying in the chat, and then we're gonna keep it moving. Oh my gosh, I missed so many comments, but I'm just gonna highlight a couple of them, and then we'll keep it moving into our next topic. Let me see. We've got Kristen. Kristen said something earlier I wanted to highlight, but I completely missed it. She said, oh, here we go. I wanted to give a shout out and credit to her grandfather as well. She says, thank you and your family. Yeah, thank you. Thank you as well, Kristen. She said, my grandfather worked on the plans. I think she meant to say planes and machines. Amy also says, my brother is a Marine and my uncle and my sister is Air Force and my brother-in-law is Army. It's sad that that this is our commander in chief. Yeah. And thank them for their service as well, Amy. Tell them I said thank you so much for their service. What else are y'all saying? Yeah, shout out to Lucas. Amy says, shout out to Lucas. I'm so impressed that you're having meaningful conversations, wise beyond his years. Yeah, he said he's tired of gas being too high, man. Yeah, we're not even going to get started on inflation. Mr. Kessler said ClassE for president. Oh, no. No, thank you. No, thank you. We're good. Young Stepper says, not Eminem dissing Diddy multiple times. I mean, yeah, that's easy work right there. We're going to talk about Eminem here next. Floyd says, also, I'm not a Trump supporter, but it's important to state that because someone doesn't make them racist. Oh yeah, Trump's my guy, man. I love Donald Trump. He had an amazing 4 years in office, and he should have got a second term, in my opinion. You want to talk about him as a person? I mean, I'm not having dinner with him, but he gets the job done. He does what he needs to do. So if y'all want to go into policies and other things that he did while he was in office, we could probably do that at another point, but I don't want to go too deep into it on this show. But just make sure y'all look into what's being presented by each one of these candidates. He says, it's interesting hearing this. It shows how much influence we have on the youth and why it's important to teach values. 1000%. He says, salute to the Air Force. Smoking the One says Trump 2024. Yeah, he's getting in there. I don't see how Trump's not going to get back in office. Either way. All right, let's go ahead and get into our next topic. Again, if y'all want to call in, the link to call in is in the description and also in the pinned comment in the chat. All right, we're going to go ahead and get into it. Y'all know what time it is. Slim Shady just dropped his new album. Now, I have to admit, I have not listened to the album yet. I was running behind this entire morning and I didn't get a chance to listen to it. So that's the next thing on the list of things to do for me today. But there's already news circulating about some of the lyrics and some of the things that were said on this album. I definitely want to get into it and break it down a little bit and see what the community is saying and hear y'all's thoughts as well. All right, let's check out this article from XXL. They asked the question, did Eminem diss Kendrick Lamar on his new album? I would be surprised, but we're going to look into it and see what's going on. Fans think Eminem took a shot at Kendrick Lamar on his new album, The Death of Slim Shady. But did he? Did Eminem diss K-Dot on his new album? On Friday, June 12th, that's today. I don't know. I guess they're writing this article now, for people to read it later. Anyway, Eminem returned with his new album, The Death of Slim Shady. The project opens up with the intro track, Renaissance, which finds Slim name dropping several rappers. Because I don't see no fans. All I see is a bunch of complainers. Kendrick's album was cool, and this is in quotation marks, but it didn't have any bangers. M raps on the Lou Restro produced track. All right. Wayne's album or Ye's, couldn't tell which one was lamer. Joyner's album was corny. Shady's new ish is way worse. Everything is either too lame or there's too much anger. I didn't like the beat, so I hated. Might delete later. This guy is so good. You nerdy pricks would find something wrong with 36 chambers. Oh man. It's what they do to the greats. Pick apart a Picasso and make excuses to hate so you can wait for your flowers until you're blue in the face. Eminem is the man. Some fans on X, formerly known as Twitter, believe the lyrics are shots at K-Dot and others, which just reading this through, y'all, they completely missed the point. Get it together, man. This is really sad. This person says Eminem just took a shot at Kendrick in his new album. Eminem just cooked Kendrick. Lil Wayne and Kanye back to back. Laugh out loud. Another person determined. M is clearly speaking in third person through the outlook of a hater and is not dissing Dot or the other MCs he named. However, the same can't be said for Ja Rule, who catches a stray on the song Guilty Conscious Part 2. Okay, we're going to get into that in a second. But again, I don't see how y'all could miss that. And this is something that I mentioned is going to happen as we move on from this Kendrick Lamar Drake beef, right? Because Kendrick, again, Kendrick and Eminem are very similar in the fact that they are very lyrically minded, so they might not get a lot of the praise and a lot of the accomplishments that someone like a Drake would, who his music is a lot easier to listen to the average listener, right? And this is some of the things you're going to run into as Kendrick works towards releasing his new album, because there's not going to be 10 Not Like Us tracks on this album. People are going to say, oh, he fell off. Oh, Kendrick Lamar, he's not making dope music anymore. Oh, what happened, Kendrick? You put all that energy into this beef and the album is just mid. I'm telling y'all, this is going to happen. And this is kind of exactly what Eminem is addressing in this line here, where he talks about he doesn't see fans. All he sees is a bunch of complainers. It's true. A lot of people are not real fans of these artists. And so many of the people who are on the Not Like Us train are going to turn against Kendrick as soon as this album drops, which is a shame. But that's just where we're at this point. But let's check out this next part of the song. It says Eminem drops album's lead singles, Houdini and Toby. All right. Eminem's new album arrived after he previously dropped off the project's lead singles, Houdini and Toby, on May 31st and June 28th, respectively. The former single is named after famed escape artist Harry Houdini and samples. Yeah, okay, we already know about that. As for Toby, M dropped a cinematic visual for the Big Sean and Baby Tron assisted track on July 8th. The video was dope, by the way, and the track is even doper, if that's a word. The video, directed by Cole Bennett, was amazing, featured appearances from all three Detroit natives, and had the rappers hanging around what seemed to be Eminem's childhood home at this address. In total, M's last LP has 19 songs with guest appearances from J.I.D., Skylar Grey, and others, and included a sequel to the track Guilty Conscious. Marshall has been hinting that this could be his last album. He connected with legendary man, I swear I can read. He connected with legendary magician David Blaine earlier in May for a strange FaceTime call to tease the release of Houdini. Together, the pair discussed how M could somehow make his career disappear. The promo trailer then ended with Blaine chewing on the wine glass to the shock and awe of onlookers, which I thought was dope. All right, so we're not going to listen to the album live. I wanted to do, and I considered doing, a live review of this, but y'all know with these record labels, they're not going to be happy about that. So let's get this next article here. We've got one more article from Foxy99. Shout out to them, talking about some of the disses that Eminem did have in this track. All right. It says Eminem name drops Kendrick, Diddy, Kanye, and more on his new album. Eminem's new album is here, and it finds the rapper taking shots at Diddy and Ja Rule while also poking fun at other artists like Kanye West. The self-proclaimed rap god revealed that his new album is a conceptual album. All right. That means, and Eminem stated this, he said, you need to listen from track 1 all the way to track 19. All right. So make sure you listen to it all the way through, or it's probably not going to make sense. Ahead of the official drop, he gave fans a warning and some insight into the project. M took to X, formerly Twitter, on Thursday, July 11th, where he explained that he's putting out a concept album. So the order of the track list is intentional. All right. This means that listeners should listen to The Death of Slim Shady in order. He decided to fully understand. He decided to fully understand the art's vision and not skip around, which I think is dope. And I think there's a huge benefit to albums being that way as well. Public service announcement. The Death of Slim Shady is a conceptual album. Therefore, if you listen to the songs out of order, they might not make sense, he wrote. Enjoy. Shots fired on Eminem's new album. The concept album sees Eminem in battle with his alter ego Slim Shady and contains several comments about other music artists such as Lizzo. Oh man. Most of his lyrical jabs are aimed at Diddy and his multiple assault lawsuits. On Antichrist, he references the CCTV footage of the bad boy boss brutally, good Lord have mercy, assaulting his ex-girlfriend Cassie in 2016. Next idiot asked me, is getting his blank beat worse than Diddy did? But on the real though, she probably ran out the room with his effing I'm not saying this on live stream. He tried to field goal punt her. He said to chill. Now put it back in my, oh my gosh. I can't read this, Eminem. Come on, man. I can't read this on the live stream, man. This guy's too good. Y'all can fill in the blanks. If not, go back and listen to Antichrist. Antichrist also sees M joking about Kanye West's public outbursts while poking fun at his ex-wife Kim Kardashian's tape. Y'all know what type of tape. Her sex tape with Ray J. He says, say they wish that I wasn't so angry. They want to see me going off the deep end like yay, rather see me do like Kim Kardashian, they say yay, and find a way to get rid of all of this rage, referencing Ray J. This dude is a menace. Bad One features another Kanye reference, this time about medication and mental health issues. Brain is dead, Space Cadet, like when Ye forgets to take his meds. Why am I saying, I want to rap it like Eminem. Some fans pointed out that the most harsh insult comes on the track Fuel, where M raps, I'm like a RAPER. Got so many essays. Wait, he didn't just spell the word rapper and leave out a P, did he? R.I.P. Rest in peace, Biggie. This man is a genius. And Pop, both of y'all should be living, but I ain't trying to beef with him because he might put a hit on me like Keefy D did him. God, y'all see this? This man is brilliant with these lyrics. I don't want to go into it too much, but he's spelling, y'all know, not rapper, essay, like an essay, like he's writing, spelling, and he spelled the word, rest in peace to Biggie, talking about Diddy. This man. This man is amazing. The lyrics reference the claim made by Keefy D, the former gang member who has been charged with Tupac's murder. That Puffy offered him $1 million to kill both Pop and Suge Knight. at the height of the Bad Boys feud with Death Row Records in the mid-90s. Of course, Ja Rule is also unable to escape the jabs as Eminem raps on Guilty Conscience 2, the sequel on his and Dre's Slim Shady's LP collaboration. He says, "When I say F midgets, I mean Ja Rule." God, he's taking direct shots. Road Rage, we got another one. A song mostly about Slim Shady saying outrageous things about fat people. I'm going to get through this, y'all. I'm sorry. Contains a dig at proud plus size singer Lizzo. Why do they have to say it like that? He says, ain't never really truly over till Lizzo sings. Oh my God. We should coddle fat people. Yeah, here's the concept. Let's celebrate onset. Diabetes. And instead of us dieting, we can just have a pie eating contest. Oh. I love this man. Here's a concept. Let's celebrate onset. Diabetes. Instead of dieting, we can just have a pie eating contest. While there are many name drops throughout the latest Slim Shady album, not all were digs at artists. The death of Slim Shady also finds Eminem defending Kendrick Lamar, J. Cole, Lil Wayne, Kanye West, and Jordan Lucas from critics. We already went over that. It was a dope line as well. Since the album is still new, something tells us that more name drop discoveries are to come. All right, so that's the album so far. Shout out to M. I cannot wait to listen to this thing. This man is a lyrical genius, and I know it's gonna take me some time to actually break down everything that he's saying in these tracks, but I know it's going to be a fun listen. And if y'all have listened to it and checked it out, let me know your thoughts in the comments. How do you feel about the album so far? Do you think it needs another listen? Do you think it was enough? And is this his last album? God, I hope not. And if it is, we need some more singles from him, but I guess we'll see. Let me see what y'all are saying in the comments. And if y'all, again, if you guys want to call in, the link to call in is in the description and in the pinned comment. Eminem cannot be canceled. Hollywood Co said he definitely tried to cancel himself. At this point, it's impossible. I actually want to go and read the lyrics in this. What was the last one where he talks about Lizzo? Road Rage. Road Rage, Eminem lyrics. And then I'll read some more of y'all's comments too. I don't know about Lucas. I don't see the big problem. Is that JID killed his feature too? All right. Smoking the one said ClassE turned into a kid reading the lyrics. What does Amy say? She says this was the least complicated thing to comprehend on the album. If you didn't understand, you might be bited. Oh, Amy, god dang. Yeah, I don't know how people messed up that line about Kendrick. Obviously, it's either Drake super fans or Kendrick haters, but they just want something to be what it's not. Like, even when I heard that the first time, I said, yeah, he's right. I know exactly what M was saying there, and it's true. Kristen Vasquez says, my 6-year-old grandson just walked in the room and said, they are like a couple who breaks up. I didn't know he understood all of this. Oh, who are you talking about? Kendrick and Drake? I know I'm back pretty far in the comments. Hollywood Code said, hell yeah, it's impossible to cancel somebody who doesn't give a yeah, absolutely. Mr. Tesla said listening party. If we were to do a listening party, I'd have to do it over on Rumble or something like that because YouTube is not having it. Amy said, I had to listen to it twice. He dissed his own tracks and said he sucks on his own banana. Oh my God.
Hey, yo.
Lucas says he's still on the call. All right, let me get Lucas up here. Lucas, can you hear me? Lucas, can you hear me? Check. 1 2
Yep.
1 2. All right, have you listened to the album? Or okay, don't answer that.
Hello?
Don't answer that. What are your thoughts, Lucas? Can you hear me? You should be able to hear
I
me.
can't hear you. What the heck?
Oh, dang.
No, I hear you on the video, but something's wrong with the call. Hold up. I'm gonna leave it and rejoin.
Okay, so he's gonna come back. Let's look at these lyrics from from Road Rage. Okay, so there's the intro. I want to get to the verses. Yeah, I walk around more confused than my Aunt Linda's man friend, a black transgender Klansman. What? Oh, we're starting already. I'm not gonna make it through this. I'm not gonna make it through this, y'all. I'm gonna try. Yeah, I walk around more confused than my Aunt Linda's man friend, a black transgender Klansman. What? I gotta hear it. How's the beat sound? Again, I haven't heard this, y'all. Why does it take me to Amazon? Let me see. Lucas, I'll bring you up in a second. Hold on. Road Rage. Let's go to YouTube. I could probably get away with playing like a second of it. Road Rage. Fair use, YouTube. Fair use. Do not copyright claim this video. Road Rage, Eminem. I just want to hear what the beat sounds like. Because I haven't heard this yet. So I got it. And what did Kristen say? She said, yes, 6 years young. She said, IDK, maybe it's me and him being my grandson. I told him to go find something to do until your mother comes for you. Yeah, they know, man. They'll be over on TikTok. They know exactly what's going on. Yeah, I walk around more confused than my Aunt Linda's man friend, a black transgender Klansman. What? Who's a Caitlyn Jenner fan and what? Member of a Grindr and Tinder, head empty as an empty abandoned. Head empty as an empty abandoned apartment while I'm dancing round all these names and labels that I can't memorize. Now my antennas are up on this PC-ish. I'm finna go out on my shield like Captain America Transcender. I want to play this so bad. This is crazy. All right, let's go to the chorus. I'm the god of facade. Give me a road rage reason to black the F out and roll with the heathens. It's going to take me a minute, y'all, because I got to edit this. So just bear with me. Fair use, YouTube. Fair use. Road rage, vroom, 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 and I'm speeding. F that red light. I'm trying to get even. Yeah, how could I say some ish so mean? Dang. They trying to make my mouth close like it's clothing. What? This is what it is though. But this is showbiz, so things ain't never really truly over till Lizzo sings. Like I won't say that. We should coddle fat people. Yeah. Here's the concept. What? Let's celebrate onset. Yeah, diabetes. And instead of dieting, we can just have a pie eating contest. Delicious. And we should be extra nice instead of honest. And instead of exercise, what? It's easier to find a triple X your size. And try to press society to change so you don't have to change. Pick up a way to eat less than fries, make your blood pressure rise. As it's starting increasing, all that scratching, greasing, clogged arteries, and these are the reasons for your heart disease and can't tie your shoes. Why? It's too hard to reach them. Sheesh. But the way things been with what? With what today's thinking, We should baby him. Why? Instead of shaming him. Oh, but enabling can, yeah, do more harm than good. So call me Abe Lincoln, because I'll be honest, I'll flip in a blink. And all I need is one little road rage reason. Yeah, blah, 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 blah. And then he goes into the hook again. All right, one more verse and then I'm gonna let y'all live. He says, yeah, all my obese people, if you're fat, proud, and you know it, hey, raise your hand if you're shoving food in your mouth at this moment. But if you're mad because they're clowning you for pounding them donuts, what? Put them down and either do something about it or own it. Oh. This man is a menace. Absolute menace. All right, y'all. I'm gonna let y'all live. We're gonna go on and talk about Lil Woody and Kayla here in a second. But let me see what Lucas has to say. All right, Lucas, I brought you back up here, man, but I think you're muted. Have you listened to the whole thing? Have you listened to the whole album?
No, I have not, unfortunately.
Okay,
But I'm definitely gonna soon.
Okay, what are your thoughts on Eminem and just what he's been doing and his career, all that?
I think Eminem's pretty cool. His songs are pretty bangers.
Mm-hmm. Do you have a favorite song by him that you could think of off the top of your head?
I have absolutely no idea.
Okay. All right. So, hey, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm going to check it out, the album.
I don't really have favorite songs.
And I think there's a little bit of delay, Lucas, because you probably have the YouTube video on. So you might have to turn the YouTube video on.
Yeah, probably.
All right. But I appreciate you calling back in. Let me know what you think about the album once you listen to it, because it's looking like this is going to be a while.
Yeah.
Oh, man. All right. Y'all give it up for Lucas back in the building. Smoker the One said, this may be my last album. If the alphabet people don't riot over these 2,000 trans disses. Oh, man. Did he Young Stepper said, let me get in there and say something real quick. Yeah, you can call in, man. You can call in, and then we're going to get to our next topic. Smokey's favorite song is Superman. That's a good one. Young Stepper said, I'm not going to lie. He better come back with some bangers. Yeah, Eminem does not need to go away. We need him to stay. We need him to stay here. Mr. Tesla says he don't know about the Eminem show. Oh, man. All right, we got... where's Young Stepper at? Young Stepper, where'd you go? Because I'm waiting on you to call in so we can get to our next topic. Young Stepper says Beautiful is his favorite. Y'all let me know in the comments what your favorite Eminem song is. What does Amy say? So Amy listened to the album. She said, don't like the first song. Habits, fire. Troubles, fire. Too short. Brand new dance. Ball, cringe evil, Lucifer, best song yet. Okay, Antichrist, fire, fuel, fire, and then she says, good. Okay, Amy laying it out for us. Cornball. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna listen to it as soon as we're done here. Smoking the One said my favorite verse is on Speed 'Em with Tech 9. Amy said, God damn, it's fire. Road Rage is fire. Houdini. It's corny. It's horrible. You weren't feeling Houdini. Guilty Conscience, he said, was fire. I'm kind of with you on Houdini. I wasn't I wasn't feeling Houdini at first. Then I listened to it again. I was like, okay, I get it. It's a nice introduction, but yeah, I mean, Houdini wasn't the best. All right, I've got Young Steppa in here. Steppa, can you hear me? Oh, whoa, you sound like a robot. Yeah, you might have to. Oh, okay, that's better. That's better. Hold on. Try it now.
Yo.
Okay, there you are. All right, Steppa, what are your thoughts, man?
Bro, every single second of that album is fire. Like, there's not a single song that you can skip. It's actually fire.
Yeah, it looks like Amy kind of agrees. It looks like she only had a couple of songs that she thought were bad, and that was Brand New Dance and Houdini. Do you have a favorite song on the album so far?
Definitely Fuel. No. Guilty Conscience 2. That one's crazy.
Okay. I'm gonna have to check those two out. Guilty Conscience 2, I think, was mentioned in the article we just read.
Yeah, there were lots of shots fired in that one.
Oh, okay, cool. So what do you get a feeling from the album, just as far as is this sound like it's a farewell album, or is it just another Eminem thing?
Nah, this is definitely something big, bro. I'm gonna say it's better than the Recovery album too.
Wow.
That's just my opinion, but I think it's better than Recovery.
Okay, I'm definitely have to check it out. And a lot of people in the comments are kind of agreeing with you. They're saying it's good. Hollywood Co said, yeah, my least favorite's Houdini and Brand New Dance. And Amy, she said she gives the album a 9 out of 10 as expected. All right, well, yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to checking it out. I kind of wish I would have listened to it earlier, but I just ran out of time, to be honest. All right, well, let the people know what else you got going on, Steppa. What's going on with you in the music standpoint, life, all that good stuff.
We got an album drop that's supposed to come within the next 2 weeks. Nice. I am trying to get it out. I'm still recovering from pneumonia, of course.
Yeah,
but
sorry to hear that.
Yeah, it's all good. I'm just excited for this album. I literally never drop anymore on Spotify or any plats.
Okay, there you go, man. And where can people find and check out your music?
Every platform.
Okay, there you go. Young Steppa in the building. Y'all show him some love. Check him out. Hey, keep getting better, man. Keep getting better. Take care of yourself. Relax. Take it easy, and enjoy the rest of your summer too.
You too, ClassE. I'm gonna head up out of here.
All right, peace, brother. All right, we're gonna get into our next topic. Shout out to my dog Freezy in the building. What's up, Freezy? Yeah, I see we've got almost 1,000 people watching. Hey, yo. And only 23 likes. What is going on, y'all? Can we get to at least 400 likes with all of y'all in here? If y'all could, like the video. Likes are free and it helps the channel continue to grow. So if y'all could like the video, shout out to my guy Freezy in the building. What's up, man? Always good to see Freezy over here. Y'all make sure you go check him out. He's doing some great content over on his channel, having some amazing conversations. Go show my guy some love. And Freezy, if you could, make sure you drop a link to your YouTube channel in the chat. We got my dog CG Beats is up in here as well. Shout out to my brother CG Beats. Appreciate you being here, man. Appreciate you being here. Always good to see you. Who else? Yeah, y'all get those likes up, man. What are y'all doing? Smokey said he listened to it. He said he's not liking it. Oh man, Smokey, why? What happened? What happened? Dang, that's tough. Let me see. What else we got? All right, y'all ready to get into the next topic? Again, make sure y'all like the video if you haven't liked it yet. Please, likes are free, and it really does help the channel continue to grow. All right, let's go ahead and get into our next topic. All right, so let me double check and make sure we're good here. So y'all know we have been covering this YSL case very closely, very, very closely. And most recently, our guy, the lead attorney, TLA, was able to get an interview with the star witness right now on this case, Lil Woody. And they talked about some things that happened in his past when he was growing up, what kind of got him into the system and what got him into the situation that he's in, just being in this endless cycle of being in and out of the in and out of the system. But the thing I want to focus on is actually his relationship with the current judge ruling on these motions to recuse against Judge Glanville. And I'm talking about Judge Rachel Krause. Now, we gave a little bit of a background into Judge Rachel Krause, how she's involved with Fulton County, how long she's been working there. And mostly recently, we heard from her when on Monday, she gave the state a little bit more time to give their response to this first set of motions to recuse, right? So she responded. The state asked for more time. She gave them 48 more hours. And then the state finally responded late on Wednesday, right? And we also heard from her when it was requested that she be recused from this case because, as y'all remember, Yak Goddard's lawyer, Mr. Weinstein, was pushing to get anyone involved in the Fulton County court system removed from these recusals. They don't want anybody to judge or rule on these recusals. So Judge Rachel Krause, she said, hey, I get and I understand what you're saying, but I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to stay here. I'm going to do my job. I'm going to look at the evidence and then I'm going to decide if Glanville should stay here or not. All right. But Lil Woody actually gives us some insight and some background into some history that he has with Judge Rachel Krause. And I thought this was interesting. But before I get into that, I want to let you guys hear TLA kind of talk with Lil Woody just about some of the things he's been through with growing up, being involved in the legal system, and some of the things and issues he's had to go through just being young and going through some things. So y'all check this out. I'm going to rewind it. We're going to go back to the 7-minute mark and hear a little bit of Woody's story. All right, y'all check this out.
You know, when did you start kind of?
Oh, and I've got to slow this down. Hold on a second. There we go.
I don't want to say, you know, this with the street life type of thing, but when did you start having interactions with the police? How old were you?
I was 18. I lost my mom. Like my mama died in 2008, and my first time going to jail was 2009.
Okay, so somewhere around when your mama passed, you started kind of turning a little bit. Your life started changing. You started having these interactions with the cops.
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
I'm not gonna say like I was innocent. Like I just didn't care. I didn't care no more. Like it was what it was.
Yeah, and you know, you say you're from Mechanicsville. Can you explain to the people like how Mechanicsville is? What's the atmosphere? Is it like high income or is it lower income?
It's low income. It's a community full of a lot of people with nothing better to do.
Yeah.
So it's like we don't have people in the community. We have some that try, but these are people that's from the community that try. We don't have people that try to inspire us to be better, to motivate us to do different. So, you know, just like every other neighborhood in Atlanta, we adapt to our environment.
Right. And you mentioned your mother. Did you grow up with your father too, or he wasn't really around?
Before my father died, I was staying in Bourne Homes. That's like on the west side of Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
He passed away in 2001. He died from cancer, but he also, the moment he died, I don't know if he died from the cancer, but they had a car wreck. And he flew out the window,
that's
so
crazy.
He was pronounced dead on the scene.
Okay,
That's tough,
that was
man.
2001. And then, you know, years later, 2008, I think you mentioned when your mama passed.
Yeah, she died 2008.
So you were around, what, 18 at that time? And you didn't have any kind of parental support there after that.
Well, actually, I removed myself from my family. Like, I just took to the streets. When my mom died, it was like, I felt alone.
That's the way it goes, man.
I just went to the streets and started hanging with people and started feeling like they were my family and just started, you know, embracing them as they was my family.
Right. And were you able to finish high school, or that really didn't pan out?
You won't even believe me, man. My mama died. She died 2008. I went back to school on the first day back after summer, and as soon as I walked through the door, they took me in the office and told me that I'd been expelled.
Really?
Yeah, you missed.
What grade was that?
That's a shame.
It was like the
like 10th grade, 11th grade, 12th grade, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
So you were expelled. So after that, maybe like 10th grade, you weren't able to finish. You weren't able to go back.
Yeah, I didn't care for school anyway though, because it was just like I was just going because my mama. You know what I mean? So when she died, I was like, well, y'all keep them papers. I don't need them.
Right. And so then what?
Wow. Yeah. So Lil Woody, I mean, has a story a lot of us have heard before. Just getting caught up, going through some struggles, getting kicked out of school. I mean, you miss so many days, they're not gonna let you back in there, which is unfortunate. But I mean, hopefully he's at a point where he's turning his life around. I know he's saying he's wanting to do some great things, and it's cool to see a lot of the people he's been able to help out and the message he's sending as well. Y'all heard He's got a lot of his nephews that he has a big influence in his life and is trying to guide them and help them in the right direction, which is dope. All right. So shout out to Lil Woody for that. But I want to fast forward a little bit and go to the point to where he starts talking about how he got involved in his first interactions with Judge Krause, because I think this connection's very interesting. And it also kind of gives you guys an idea of maybe some of the weight that she's feeling ruling on these recusals, because there's a connection to the district attorney's office here that y'all are going to hear in a second.
They feel like the best way to get rid of me was to put police on me. So it was a lot of people just calling in saying I was doing this and doing that. And a lot of stuff I was doing. I don't care. I'm not ashamed of it. Like, there's a phrase I had to go through in life, and I pray nobody ever get me back in their mindset, but it is what it is.
Gotcha. So you were doing some things and people weren't liking it and people were reporting you to the police. You started to develop a reputation with the police. Is that right?
Well, actually, I already had a reputation, but not with the police. I had a reputation in the street.
Mm-hmm.
But once I started, like, you know, taking on certain path in life, then here they go. You feel me? Everywhere I go, they right there. I spit on the ground, they right there. Like,
yeah, and he talked about some of the ways he was set up before this as well. I mean, he said he was just walking down the street and then they accused him of driving without a license, even though he was in his car. He had several instances where he says the police put a gun on him. They said they accused him of shoplifting in a place he had never been in. I mean, it's just been, it seems like he's just had a rough time ever since he's been in the system. But anyway, let's let him finish the story. And thank y'all for liking the video
right
too.
there. So even recently, like the last time I just got a release, I went to court. Judge Krause, I mean, what's her name? Rachel, the one who they tried. She was my judge. When I walked in her courtroom, they violated my rights.
Wait. So let me just back up here. You know, Judge Glanville was the judge on this whole Young Thug case. And then Brian Steele, we've read all these motions, guys. Everybody's trying to get Brian Steele off the case. I'm not Brian Steele. Everybody's trying to get Judge Glanville off the case. And so now this case has been assigned to Judge Krause. And what you're saying is Judge Krause was the judge in your most recent criminal case, apart from
the last one I just got out on.
What was that about?
Dang.
When I got locked up in the land station, they put a firearm, they put a gun on me.
Oh, that one.
All right, so y'all heard that. So right before Lil Woody went through this whole thing with the Young Thug situation, he had an interaction with Judge Krause, who is currently ruling on all these recusals against Judge Glanville, which is crazy that all these connections. But y'all see just how small this pool and this Fulton County court system is. And then you have other judges. Lil Woody talks about this later on in the interview too. He has one of his lawyers who he ended up firing. It's actually now a judge in Fulton County. So they're all connected in some way, which was why I was on the side of our attorney Weinstein when he said, let's just get this outside of Fulton County. I don't want anybody in Fulton County involved in this because they all know each other. They're all together. We know there was $2,000 sent back and forth between Judge Glanville and Miss Krause, our judge, the Honorable Judge Rachel Krause as well. So they're all connected in some way. And Lil Woody's just opened our eyes to some of the other things that she may have been involved in that are close to this case.
Okay. And so Judge Krause was the judge for that.
Yeah, I never seen this judge before. I never heard of her. It was my first time going to friend her, and she was like, I know who you is.
Really?
I'm like, how you know who I am? So I don't know what type of story they got of me on in that courthouse. But my lawyer, Marilyn, he came through. He got me that bond. And the prosecutor, they tried everything in the power to get them to deny my bond. Because they really were holding me in jail. They wouldn't let me out. So they like, he's a gang member. He's this, he that. The judge like, well, y'all didn't do y'all part. I got to get him a bond. So they like, well, can you give him house arrest? Can you give him curfew? The judge like, no, it's just a possession charge. It's not that serious. So why wouldn't she give me a $30,000 bond and I get back to the jail? I can't. It's certain stuff I can't say, so I had to leave out.
Yeah.
But it took me 2 weeks to get out of jail. So me and Melnick going back and forth. Melnick tell me that, well, somehow the state went to the judge, and now they ordering me an ankle monitor and abandoned me from zone 3 and banned me from on Bankhead. So
y'all hear this, man? Do I need to run that back? Y'all hear what happened? So she was gonna give him a bond. She said it's not a big deal. It's just house arrest. Like, you know, just let him get out of here. He sat in jail for 2 weeks, and he contacted his lawyer and said, "Hey, what's going on? Why aren't I out yet?" And what happened was his lawyer told him that the state contacted Judge Krause and said, "Hey," or I guess I should say the district attorney's office said, "Hey, we don't want this guy doing this. We don't want him having this type of freedom. You need to do this and this and this." And then she backtracked and said, "All right, we got to get him set up with the ankle monitor. We got to do all of this extra stuff." Let me run this back a little bit just to make sure y'all caught that. It's wild, man.
Judge like, well, y'all didn't do y'all part. I got to get him a bond. Everything in the.
Let me run it.
Oh, that one. Okay. And so Judge Krause was the judge for that.
Yeah, I never seen this judge before. I never heard of her. It was my first time going to front of her, and she was like, "I know who you is."
Really?
I'm like, "How you know who I am?" So
Yeah,
I don't
they've
know
been
what
talking.
type of story they got of me on in that courthouse. But my lawyer, Marilyn, he came through. He got me that bond. And the prosecutor, they tried everything in the power to get them to deny my bond because they really were holding me in jail. They wouldn't let me out. So they like, he's a gang member. He's this, he that. The judge like, well, y'all didn't do y'all part. I got to get him a bond. So they like, well, can you give him house arrest? Can you give him curfew? The judge like, no, it's just a possession charge. It's not that serious.
So she originally was trying to do him a favor and said, "Man, y'all, we don't need to put all of this on him because it's not that serious of a case." But, and again, I don't have any proof behind this, so y'all don't take this as legal advice. I'm not saying that I have proof behind this, but I'm sure with Lil Woody being involved in YSL, you know, the district attorney's office has been building this case against Young Thug for years. So they already had their eye on Lil Woody. They knew who he was. He was in the system. He had a target on his back because not only his connection to YSL, but because his connection to the murder of Big Nut, right? And then the several other people that were shot in there as well. So they're doing all this research behind the scenes, and they're saying, "Hey, no, Judge, like, we've got something we're working on. We need you to help us out and do a little bit more because we're going to need this guy later on." It's crazy.
So why when she give
That's
me
just my opinion, though.
bond and I get back to the jail, I can't. It's certain stuff I can't say, so I had to leave out.
Dang.
But it took me 2 weeks to get out of jail. So me and Melnick going back and forth. Melnick tell me that, well, somehow the state went to the judge, and now they ordering me an ankle monitor and abandoned me from zone 3 and banned me from on Bankhead. So when I first got out of jail, I'm in jail 2 weeks after I got a bond. They didn't put it in the system.
Jesus.
So 2 weeks now. So I'm telling Melton, like, bro, look, I'm losing my mind in here. Get ankle monitor, bro. I ain't tripping, bro. I ain't tripping. Get ankle monitor. So Melton was like, you sure? So finally, I got putting the pressure on Melton to sign off for it because I was tired of sitting in jail.
Wow.
They put me on house arrest. I mean, they put me on the house ankle monitor and told me I couldn't go nowhere within zone 3. I couldn't go on Bankhead. I couldn't talk to nobody that affiliated with any gang, specifically certain gangs. Take pictures, none of it. So this what they did to me.
Yep. And again, this is all them building their case leading up to this RICO case against Young Thug. Because y'all know they didn't just start working on this 2 years ago. And then they said, "Okay, Young Thug, we're ready for you." No, they've been working on this case for a long time. And as we've seen, Lil Woody is a big part of this.
I tricked them when I got out of jail. They thought I was going to be stupid and go back and violate my conditions so they could lock me back up. I stayed in the house. I stayed in the house. I didn't talk to nobody. I didn't go around nobody, nothing. So after like 3 months, they realized I wasn't going to fall for it. They gave me a court date and told me that I could plead guilty to this charge. I'm like, well, I'm pleading guilty to a charge that I didn't have.
I'll be reading super chats in a minute. Shout out to
This is the
Freezy.
only way you can get off the ankle monitor.
Jesus. And guys, listen, Georgia is really good for some reason about banishments. And a lot of times, especially in these rural counties that are white and they don't want your black ass in there, if they catch you in there, they will make a part of your sentence that you are banished from the county. That means that you can never go back. And if any police officer sees you within the county, they can arrest you, right? Because you were in violation of your plea agreement because you agreed to be banished from the county.
Yeah, not only that, but he had an ankle monitor on. So they're going to know exactly where he is, which is he goes to talk about a little bit later. But man, this just goes to show you, if y'all want to sit here and be naive and say, oh, well, you know, Judge Glanville, they're not connected. Yeah, they work in the same place, but they're all connected in some way. Judge Krause has known about and has understood this entire RICO case even before the RICO charges came in place, because she was in contact with the DA's office, as we just heard from Lil Woody. And they said, no, we need to put the clamps on this guy because we need to make sure he doesn't go anywhere. We're going to need him in this RICO case. It's just, I mean, 1 + 1. I don't know.
And I mean, cut you out, but you know the worst part about it? Guess why they gave me the ankle monitor?
Oh, they gave you the ankle monitor to track your location to see if you violated that.
No, they gave it to me because they just believed, they knew I was going to violate it.
Yeah, they know you're going to be up there on Bankhead. Huh?
But they gave it to me because they said APD is afraid of me. They don't want me on the street.
Now we know it's probably because they wanted to keep an eye on their star witness.
They don't want me in Atlanta. And I'm public enemy #1 to them. And so I'm hearing this from the state.
Jesus.
I'm not hearing this from my lawyer. I'm hearing this from the DA's mouth. I'm hearing this from the courts. Like, something like APD. And once I'm hearing this, I'm like, I ain't never been a threat to the Atlanta police. Right. Only thing I ever did was ran from them. Like, I ain't know.
Crazy.
You know, well, I can't say that, but
Lil Woody's so smart, man. He knows what he's doing.
Right, but you know, it shouldn't be, whatever you've done shouldn't rise to the level of scrutiny of attention that you're getting from them. Like, you're getting way too much heat. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they had I seen, like, I was somewhere the other day and they saw me. And you know what they did? They put up like 10 cars and just sat there and just watched me.
Jesus.
So I pull out my phone and start recording them. Like, okay, they about to harass me, y'all. I don't run from it no more.
Man, y'all, hey, we got Lil Woody's going through it, man. Lil Woody is going through it. And I made sure he's made some bad decisions. And if you listen to the full interview, which I will have linked in the description of this video, you hear him say, I own up to what I did. I was going through some things. I made some bad decisions, but now it's to a point to where I'm constantly being harassed, constantly being intimidated, constantly being set up and attacked and mistreated by this justice system. And we're even seeing it in this YSL trial as a whole. I mean, they're going after Young Thug's lawyer, removing his counsel, having secret meetings without the defense being there. I mean, when is enough going to be enough, y'all? And I have zero faith in the fact that Judge Krause, the Honorable Judge Krause, and this is no knock against her, but I have zero faith that she is going to do the thing that we think is right and the thing that any reasonable person looking at this case would think is right, even when it comes to the law, and get Judge Glanville out of there and kind of hit the reset button on this case. I have zero faith that she's going to do that. It's probably going to end up having to go forward to the highest form of court in the state of Georgia, which is unfortunate because we got guys that are sitting in jail and they're not getting a fair trial. I had somebody ask me in the comments, in the comment section on one of my other videos of what side I was on. I didn't answer them, but I was thinking, man, I'm not on anybody's side right now just because this trial has been so jacked up. So I'm on the side of fairness. And if you look at this trial, everything about this has been completely unfair, has been completely biased, especially on the state and Judge Glanville's part. And I don't see how you could be on anybody's side. You just look at this and say, hey, the field of play is not level here, which is supposed to be in the justice system. And there needs to be some changes. So y'all let me know what you think. Is this background that Judge Krause has significant? Am I just totally making things up? Or is this going to play in Rachel Krause's decision, the Honorable Judge Rachel Krause's decision on whether or not Judge Glanville is going to be removed from this case or not. I don't know. We'll have to see. Shout out to the super chats, man. We got super chats in the building. I appreciate y'all, man. Shout out to my dog Freezy up in here. No captivity with Freezy. He says, great show, ClassE Beats. No cap. Shout out to Freezy. He said, I'm glued in. Appreciate you stopping by, man. And we've got over 700,000 people watching this live stream. Thank y'all again for getting this over that 50% like ratio. I appreciate it. We've got over 500 likes on this video. Y'all do not know how much that helps the channel just by y'all hitting that like video. And if you subscribe as well, that helps us out a lot too. So thank y'all to all 500 of you who did that. Also, shout out to my guy, Henry Resilient. Got to give Henry Resilient a big round of applause. Henry Resilient, Henry Resilient, and I got to give this man his flowers. Henry Resilient is the #1 reason this channel has grown so quickly over this past 6-7 months. Y'all saw at the beginning of the year, I think I went back and looked, we were at maybe, oh man, I want to say 6,000-7,000 subscribers. Henry Resilient, he reached out to me. We have been in other platforms and in other communities, and we had been talking back and forth about YouTube. He said, man, you need to go this direction. You need to go this direction. It'll do really well. You'll start to see a lot of growth. I know you can do it. And I pushed back. I said, Henry, I don't want to do it, man. I don't want to do it. And now here we are 6 months later, continuing to grow. We just hit 30,000 subscribers. And Henry Resilient is the #1 reason that we are where we are today. So big shout out to my guy, my brother, Henry Resilient, man, an amazing content creator himself. And he's always showing love and support, giving me some great advice and some great insight. What does he say? He dropped the 5-bomb over on YouTube. He said, like the stream, keep cooking. If you want to live, you better say free, truly humble under God. Hey, free Young Thug. Free my guy, Young Thug. Yeah, we got to get Thug up out of here. And shout out to the Attorney of the Year, Brian Steele, the Honorable Brian Steele. We got to put some respect on his name. Henry Resilient says, come on, man, get to the content. He said, Ninja pushed back for almost a year. I was fighting Henry on that. I said, Henry, I don't want to do that, man. I just want to listen to music and relax, you know, and enjoy. He said, hey, if you want to win, you better get on this side. And Henry Resilient was very, very right. Shout out to my guy, Henry Resilient, the #1 moderator on the ClassE Beats YouTube channel, and the biggest reason that we have seen so much growth in this year. So shout out to my guy, Henry. Kristen Vasquez says, Fannie Willis should not be back in office. Changes start from the top. And this is the thing, Miss Vasquez, I've been saying about y'all. I did not vote for Fannie Willis. Now, if I get pulled over in Fulton County and they play this, I mean, I'm probably going to be in trouble. But I did not vote for Fannie Willis, and that's because, you know, I'm involved on a local level. But a lot of people, even on the local level, not only have they not been following the case like we have, just because, I mean, I'm a content creator, so this is my job, but they're just not interested in things that go on the local level. They see a strong, educated, put together Black woman. They just say, oh, okay, yeah, I'm just going to check it and vote. They don't look at the policies. They don't look at some of the things that have been going on with her past cases, some of her records, some of her history, the people who work for her, the people she is appointed and put in place on her team. So all of these things are so important. That's really one of the biggest reasons and one of the main reasons that I'm so involved in this case specifically, because not only does it hit home, but I want to continue to have this conversation with everyone in the US just about being involved at the local level and understanding how much of an impact you can have with some of the things that go on in your community. So yeah, I appreciate you saying that, but we gotta do our part at the local level, and that's so important. Shout out to Amy. She says, I'm so proud of you. Thank you, Amy. The channel is growing. All your hard work is paying off. Yeah, we're hustling, man. Floyd says, Henry Resilient, salute, ClassE. He said, man, I told you it would be Thursday, and it happened. Manifesting 50K by the new year. Oh my God. Sheesh. Hey, you know, we're just enjoying the process, man. The results are going to be what they're going to be. But, you know, once I saw what Henry Resilient was saying and I understood it, I started applying myself and studying and figuring out how I needed to move and studying some of the other channels that were very successful in the way they did and produced their content. And I said, if these are the results they're getting, I know if I put in the same amount of work and effort and consistent, the results are going to take care of themselves. So, hey, shout out to Floyd for that. I believe that we're definitely going to hit 50K very soon. And, you know, it's all a part of the journey. So whether it's 50K or 100K, Henry Resilient said, ride this case to the motherfucker and you will hit 100K subs in no time. Yeah, we're gonna continue to put out great content and keep you guys educated and updated on what's going on in all of these cases. And I enjoy it too, because I'm learning so much about the law. I love learning about the law. I love studying it and understanding it. And I didn't mention this to y'all as well. Coming up in September, that YNW Melly case is back. We are back on for the YNW Melly case. So prayerfully, we get a whole mistrial from this Young Thug case and the Georgia Supreme Court does the right thing. But if we don't, we'll be covering this until the bitter end. But we'll also have YNW Melly coming up in September. So y'all know we gotta tap into everything that's going on in the music industry. And when it's music in the legal side, oh, I'm in heaven, man. So shout out to Henry Resilient. He said, we need you to get that Lil Woody interview. Y'all think I should interview Lil Woody? I know I could get a Lil Woody interview. If we do a Lil Woody interview on this channel, it's going to be after the case is over. I am not at all comfortable with interviewing a sworn witness, and God forbid Lil Woody's having a rough day and he comes onto this channel and he said something here that puts him in a worse situation. I could not live with myself if I were responsible for that. So if Lil Woody gets on the channel, and I know we can make it happen, it'll be after he's done. So yeah, y'all can Henry, come on. Hey, don't say that, man. He said, man, interview him while you can. Don't do that, Henry. We gotta pray for Lil Woody, man. We gotta pray for our guy Lil Woody and his safety. No Captivity with Freezy says, if you get Lil Woody, it's gonna be crazy. Yeah, I know we could do it. I am not at all comfortable having Lil Woody on YouTube, and I would be a hypocrite after all the pushback I've given Kayla for interviewing him. I would be a hypocrite if I were to have him on here. So now I couldn't do it. I'll have him once he's done with his part of the trial, and if he wants to still come up here, which I think he will, he definitely will. We'll have him over here. Henry Resilient said he's living with his head on the swivel. Yeah, and prayers up for him, man. I wish him nothing but the best. All right, so we've got, oh man, we're already almost at time, but I've got one more thing I wanted to talk about. Speaking of Kayla Bumpus, y'all want to talk about Kayla and Young Thug's sister? I wanted to get into this a little bit, but man, I don't know if we have time today. We're going to do it here in a second. All right, what I'm going to do is we're going to take a brief intermission, and I will be right back, y'all. Hold on a second, and then we'll get into this next topic. I got to throw some more shots at Kayla here. Love you, Kayla. We're going to talk about it in a second. Let's go.
Skin, believe in your health, believe in yourself.
yourself.
Since everything starts with self, let me hold this mirror up and take a look at myself. Before I judge you, I gotta check myself. And I come to find out that that's good for my health, right? Change your mind and watch the whole body follow. So you won't hear me talking about I'm hitting you with hollows. I can't do it, got plans for tomorrow. And I ain't trying to bring my seeds no type of sorrow. Wait, cause fake rappers do fake-ish. I mean, most of basic get replaced quick. I'll never sacrifice my soul. Truth is, so I might never get 1 million records sold. But that's cool, cause I'm good with the creator. He nurtured my thoughts, so I present you with verbal flavor. You never listen to what no haters say. We pray for them, but we gon' move it this way. We moving forward, y'all.
We can do anything. We can't be worried about what they say. My brother, my sister, just believe in yourself. Believe in your skin. Believe in your health. Believe in yourself. Believe in your talk. Believe in your walk. Believe in
All right, here we go.
Believe in your skin. Believe in your health. Believe in yourself. Believe in your talk. Believe in your walk. Believe in yourself.
I feel like George Floyd. Yo,
Shout out to the Bishop, man. That is Believe in Yourself by the Bishop. Got to show some love to the artists up in here. All right, so we're gonna get into our next topic. Let me double check the comments to see what y'all are saying in here. Speak Now is in the building. What's up, Speak Now? Floyd, he's toilet watching over there. Kristen Vasquez says, you're the first person saying out loud the stuff I've been thinking whenever I see him interviewing. I would feel so terrible if he is still a sworn witness and involved in this case. And he came up to this channel doing an interview and said something that could put him or his life at jeopardy. I do not want to be responsible for that. So I don't know. I'm not a lawyer, so I don't know what he can or cannot say or can or can't talk about. So I wouldn't do it. Mixed Chick Samantha says, I want to know what Kayla's mindset is. All these interviews she is doing. Well, we're going to talk about mindset a little bit. It's interesting that you say that, Mixed Chick Samantha, because we are going to talk about mindset, the first segment of this, what should I call it? Of this next video we're going to see. So we're going to talk about mindset here in a second, and it's going to be tough. Super chat. Kayla said, oh my gosh, look, we got another super chat in here. Shout out to Speak Now in the building with the super chat, dropping the 2 bomb. Doesn't say anything, just showing some love. I appreciate you. Yeah, thank you for that. Y'all do not have to send super chats, but when you do, I appreciate it. Y'all do help the show continue to grow, and thank you for going that extra mile and doing that. I appreciate you. Shout out to Speak Now. But Kristen Vasquez says Kayla should know that she should not be doing some of the stuff she's doing. I don't know if she can be putting her license on the line, but wow. Yeah, as just as a layman, I guess I should say, from the outside looking in, if this were someone who was working with me or that I was working with, I would tell them, do not do interviews. Don't go on YouTube. You can, if you want to capitalize off of all of this publicity that you're getting, fine. Find ways to do it without talking about the case, because it's not worth it. I don't want to put it at risk. I don't want to put myself at risk with my license, everything she's worked so hard for. So I don't know. I'm not getting it. But shout out to Mixed Chick Samantha, because she kind of pointed out some of the things I want to discuss here when we're talking about this whole thing that's going on with Kayla. Now, again, let me make sure we're good. If y'all want to call in, the link to call in is in the description, and you can call in at any point during the show. This is going to be our last topic for today, and then I'll get y'all out of here. But if you want to call in and share your thoughts, the link to call in is in the description and in the pinned comment in the chat. All right. So let me double check and make sure I got everybody in here. Looks like we're good. All right, let's get into it. Oh man, I'm going to throw a couple of shots at Kayla here. Now, very happy for Kayla and her recent success. She just started her YouTube less than a week ago, I believe, and she's already at 11,000 subscribers. So shout out to her. I think she's doing a great job being able to capitalize off of the publicity she's getting with this ongoing case and some of the interviews she's been doing. But most recently, she did an interview with Young Thug's sister. Now, y'all know we discussed in the previous video about Kayla's connections with Young Thug and how she is the godmother of one of Young Thug's relatives. All right, so we'll get into that probably here in a little bit in a second. But she most recently did an interview with Young Thug's sister. She goes by Hydora. She is an artist. She started out as an artist. She now does and manages a lot of the stuff behind the scenes when it comes to YSL and the record label. All right, but the beginning of this interview was interesting. It's kind of moving away a little bit from this actual case and more so into the mindset of Kayla, and some of the things she's saying here were very surprising to me. So y'all listen to it. Let me know what you think, and I'll give you a little bit of background on what we're talking about as well.
Yes, and everybody, before we segue into that, I don't know whether you agree with it or not, but at the end of the day, we're all people. So everybody, let's send love to Judge Peterson. Put Judge Peterson in the chat.
Right.
And hold on, let's drop her YouTube. Let's go.
I just tell her one look. Can I just say something to you, ma'am? I don't
wait. Let's make sure she here. You still here, Judge?
Oh, she's in there. Oh, I was about. Don't.
Okay, so I want to rewind this a little bit because there was a point to where somebody stops by in the chat over on Kayla's live stream.
Hi, everybody. What's going on?
The sound is low. Yeah, I'll turn it up a little bit.
I knew something wasn't right, Dora, because now we getting the questions for real. I was like, y'all.
Okay, I see them scrolling through.
Okay,
All right, should be better now.
Everybody, hi, we got Judge Peterson in the chat. Thank you, Judge Peterson, for joining me. I'm so happy to see you.
All right, now we talked about Judge Peterson. We're going to go into it a little bit later. This is, again, this is Young Thug's sister on the right. She looks exactly like him, by the way, which is wild. But we talked about Judge Peterson. We're going to get into her in a second. If y'all don't know who Judge Peterson is, I'm going to give you a little bit of background.
Judge.
Thank you for joining us.
Is he a judge from Fulton County?
No, it's a woman.
She's in Douglas County.
She's from Fulton County?
No, she was a judge in Douglas. She has been.
This is the one,
yes,
oh
the
my
controversy. But you guys, and this is going to segue into a great topic. This is going to segue.
Oh my gosh.
So, as Black women, we definitely have to stand together. People do have situations in life, and you just never know what's going to happen. But as Black women, it's not fair for us to judge and take what was 5 seconds of someone's life and confirm who they are and what they mean.
Kayla. This whole we got to stand behind people who do the wrong stuff has got to stop. Just because someone is the same color as you, just because someone is the same gender as you, doesn't mean you should just stand behind every single thing that they do. And this message that Kayla is sending is so absolutely horrible and terrible. It killed me, and it made me so sad when she said this, especially her seeing as she has such a big platform. This is not the right message to send. We have already went through, and we're going to go through it again and show some of the things, not only that were proven to be true about this ex-judge Peterson, because she's out of office right now for multiple reasons. And when I say multiple, I mean nearly 30 plus reasons. But it has been shown live in, we'll say 720p, that she did the wrong thing. Not only that, but she's done it multiple times. Again and again and again. And to sit here and say, oh, because she's a Black woman and because, we have to stand behind each other and we shouldn't just look at things at face value. It's clear what she did. And she's not a judge anymore because of those things. This message is just so bad. And I wish Kayla would address this. Now, she actually was supposed to interview Judge Peterson on her platform. I don't know what happened with that. Maybe she turned away from it, but she says a little bit more about this, and we'll get to the background of Judge Peterson in a second. It's disgusting.
And so with that being said, I talked to Dora, and something I definitely want to talk about with you guys is who saw the footage of
I'm gonna rewind this back one more time.
But as Black women, it's not fair for us to judge and take what was 5 seconds of someone's life and confirm who they are and what they mean. And so with that being said,
okay, so first of all, it wasn't 5 seconds. This has been going on for years. Well, I won't say years. This has been going on for several months with Judge Peterson. Let's go ahead and rewind and look back into what happened with Judge Peterson. All right. Shout out to Fox 5 News. This was the first instance that took place with Judge Peterson. And it's not really a first instance. It's the first time it was being recorded, because as you guys are going to hear, there were over 50 instances that Judge Peterson has been accused of misconduct. Check it out.
An extraordinary development tonight in the long-running investigation into Douglas County Judge Christina Peterson.
In a rare move, a hearing panel decided Peterson is guilty of, quote, systemic incompetence and should not remain in office. Fox 5 team reporter Randy Travis explains.
This was 3 months ago, y'all. Keep that in mind.
Judge, you want to take a break? Christina Peterson did not do herself any favors during 7 days of hearings beginning last September. The JQC hearing panel's report criticized her for not taking any responsibility for the 30 counts of judicial misconduct lodged against her.
Did y'all hear that? Did y'all hear that? 30 counts of judicial misconduct. All right. This is just the first wave. This is just the first wave. All right. 30 counts of judicial misconduct. You heard that right.
September. The JQC hearing panel's report criticized her for not taking any responsibility for the 30 counts of judicial misconduct lodged against her.
I just don't have memories of my dad. I don't know who he is.
The most troubling, wrote the panel, Peterson's decision to jail this woman for trying to amend her marriage certificate to include the real name of her recently discovered father.
Did you go to this hearing with any idea that you may be going to jail?
No.
PJ Skelton served 2 days
Terrible.
of a 20-day jail sentence for contempt before her husband could pay a $500 fine. Such a hasty and shockingly disproportionate reaction is the hallmark of Peterson's intemperance, wrote the panel. The report criticized Peterson's attempt at this meeting to get her HOA board to settle a lawsuit she had filed, even though she knew the HOA was represented by an attorney.
What else do y'all need to see? I mean, this is more than 5 seconds, Kayla, so I don't know what you're talking about. And someone made a great point in the chat. Get Black With Me says, these people need to get a dictionary. They apparently don't know the words systemic incompetence. This wasn't 5 seconds.
Peterson's attempts to avoid responsibility for these clear violations bordered on the farcical, severely eroding her credibility with the hearing panel.
You cannot go in this building, and eventually she went in.
The sheriff's office said Peterson ignored their orders and held a wedding after hours, allowing people inside without deputies present. She once hit a
Georgia, the Georgia legal system is looking so bad right now. You've got this, you got everything that's going on in Fulton County, and it's just appearing as if these judges believe that they're above the law and they can't be held accountable. And it's really sad to see.
Allowing people inside without deputies present. She once hit a panic button when a deputy was late escorting her to court, causing a temporary panic among security. And when county staff criticized her actions, it quickly triggers allegations of obstructionism or even racism. These communications and actions reveal a judge who publicly vilifies colleagues, is quick to threaten them with unnecessary legal action, and generally projects a spiteful and vainglorious persona.
I remember first,
African American female. And
Oh my God, here we go.
I was never celebrated or congratulated. On my day of swearing in, I was sworn in by Judge Emerson. I received my first JQC complaint.
Peterson's main defense.
What does that have to do with 30 counts of misconduct? Nothing. But we're going to play the victim. We got to stand behind our brothers and our sisters. No, we need to call this out. You can't just pretend like none of this happened. This is crazy, man.
This was her inexperience as a judge, a problem she promised has been addressed through additional training. But the panel was not buying it. The report also cited multiple examples of failure to actually do her job, needlessly delaying petitions before her office. The hearing panel said Peterson was guilty of systemic incompetence. Judges are expected to act in a manner that promoted the integrity and impartiality of the judiciary. Respondent has shown that she cannot or will not do so. And
you know, I think the thing that frustrates me the most, if y'all want to go and play on this black card and on this black train, there are too many successful, doing well black people that we can get behind, black brothers, black sisters that are out here doing the right thing, that we don't need to uphold someone like Judge Peterson, ex-Judge Peterson, and say that, oh, we need to support them. No, you did something stupid. You got to suffer the consequences, and that's it. Don't do stupid things.
So she must go.
Peterson has 20 business days to file exceptions to this report with the Georgia Supreme Court. They're the ones who will ultimately decide whether to take the recommendation to have her removed from office. I talked to her attorney, Lester Tate. He told me they disagree with the recommendation and they will take it to, quote, the next level.
Well, too bad, Lester, because what ended up happening is she actually got removed for office and she cannot run for office for the next 7 years. So you would think that is the end of the story, but it's not, because we had more. Now, this situation did not weigh into her decision to be removed, which is
our other breaking news story.
Which is the crazy thing about this whole story about Judge Peterson, ex-judge, former Judge Peterson. But this took place while all of her situation with these 30 counts of misconduct was going on and being evaluated. Listen to this, y'all.
And our other breaking news story coming from the Georgia Supreme Court. The Douglas County judge arrested and charged with a felony following a fight at a Buckhead nightclub has been removed due to unrelated violations. This ruling came down just hours ago. The court states Christina Peterson acted in, quote, willful judicial misconduct. It identified 28 proven counts of misconduct out of 30 alleged violations. The court's ruling states her removal will be immediate and she will also not be eligible to be elected or appointed to any judicial office in Georgia for the next 7 years. You can download the 11 Alive news app right now to stay up to date on
Shout
these
out to
stories
11
we are
Alive
following for you today. We'll be sure to post those updates as soon as we get them.
All right, shout out to 11 Alive. Now, so if you guys are still on Kayla's side and you're saying, oh, we got to stick together, we can't hold what, let's hear exactly what Kayla said, because I think it's very important, the wording that she used. All right. So when referring to Judge Peterson, she said this.
Thank you for joining us.
Is it a judge for Fulton County?
No, it's a woman.
No, I'm saying she's from Fulton County.
No, she was a judge in Douglas. She has been.
Is this the one?
Yes,
oh
the
my
person. But you guys, you know, and this is going to segue into a great topic. This is going to.
Oh my gosh.
So, you know, as Black women, we definitely have to stand together. People do have situations in life and you just never know what's going to happen. But as Black women, it's not fair for us to judge and take what was 5 seconds of someone's life and confirm who they are and what they mean.
5 seconds. All right. So we have a nice little 30-second video here showing what happened when Judge Peterson got involved with the situation with the police officer.
That's a cop.
All right. So, hey, yeah, sisters, y'all got to stick together on this one. This 5 seconds, I mean, you know, you don't know who she is as a person. You know, these 30 counts of misconduct,
Judge
you know,
arrested.
we don't know who she is as a person. It's just, we got to stick together. We got to support, give her a little bit of a break because, man, you know, if we had been in that situation, you know, we probably would have given our cash app to people so they could send us more money. And we would have been in places we didn't need to be as a judge. And we would have been out in the club drinking and putting our hands on a police officer. You know, hey, we got to support her. This is sad. And this is a terrible message, I think, for the community. This is a terrible message from Kayla that says, hey, if you're a certain color, if you're a certain gender, you know, we're going to support you no matter what evidence and no matter what they say. Yeah, that's a great way to not move forward. But anyway, let me know what y'all think in the comments. Am I wrong? Am I totally off? Am I reaching by saying Kayla spreading a dangerous message here by supporting Judge Peterson in whatever way she's saying she's going to support her? What do y'all think? Yeah. Shout out to Boss. Boss gets it. Boss said both sides have done things. Stop fussing. That's right. You know, it was people get upset. Both sides have done things wrong. It's okay. If you know, you know. Judge Glanville was over there saying that everybody's done things wrong. It's all right. Man. Mixed Chick Samantha says race is irrelevant. If you're doing unlawful stuff, then catch the lawful consequences. Tell him, Samantha. No captivity with Freezy says no accountability as usual. Accountability? What? We need to get a Lil Woody sound effect. Huh? What you mean? Jeez. I saw some new people up in here too. I want to see what y'all are saying. Shout out to Robert Bobby Halls. And here he says, so everybody's operating on the premise that Woody is supposedly being truthful to everybody on the internet, but lying in the courtroom. And we're falling for that because no one is challenging him. Let me see. I need to stop this from recording. No. I think he's just telling his story. Do I think Lil Woody's being truthful and everything? I mean, come on, no. But there's a lot of facts to back up what he's saying. And I think that's where it kind of makes me question and think, there might be something there. Y'all have to let me know what you think. But I definitely see what you're saying, Robert. I think the reason nobody's questioning them is just because they want to get an interview and they want to say, hey, man, yeah, come over here and talk to the people so I can say I had Lil Woody on my platform. And sometimes people just don't want to. I mean, they don't really want to have that back and forth like that. But guarantee if Lil Woody were to come on this platform after the case is over and done, I would definitely challenge him on a lot of things, because I mean, we've seen in the past where he says, hey, I'm a liar. I'm a lie. I'm going to say what I need to say to get out of these certain situations. So I think you're exactly 100% right. Robert also says, if you're not going to challenge everything Lil Woody says, there is no value in listening to him. I agree. We've got Deanna Pettis Nixon is up in here. Appreciate you stopping by. Says, I think Kayla was just trying to get her on the channel. I hope she don't believe in what she's saying. But she said it. She said it, Deanna. She said it, which kills me. He said, you know, we just gotta, speaking of the person who put their hands on a police officer and then was acting up once she was detained after that. And then she's got all these things that are going on. Now, granted, she's human. She's going through a lot of things, but they were all self-inflicted. Every last one of them. You know, it's not like a Lil Woody to where he made a mistake. He got into the system and then, you know, he's being set up multiple times. Again, as Robert said, if that's true. But this person was put and made it to this position, and then they're going to sit up here and cry and say, oh, well, no one ever congratulated me Everybody's been against me, so I did all of these messed up things. Crazy. Mischief Samantha said, did Kayla have the same thing to say when Love, Hilton, and Glanville jumped on her? Nope. That's an interesting thing too. Now, I said this about Miss Love when the trial started. I met Miss Love in person when I was on grand jury for 3 months. Got to work with her actually pretty closely. And from what I saw, she was a professional, very smart, good at her job. In this case specifically, I mean, she's just not on it at all. And I think Kayla has said something similar about it. She's kind of still tiptoeing around it to where she says, you know, I don't know Miss Love personally. I've worked with her in the past, but you know, I don't think she's a bad person. And maybe she's handling this case a little bit wrong and not the way that it should be, but she's definitely wrong. So yeah, I don't know. She's still kind of on the line on that one. Amy says, if you haven't liked this video, please do so. Much appreciated. Yeah, we've got over 500 likes. Thank y'all so much to everybody who liked the video. It really does help the channel out a lot. So I appreciate it for sure. Miss Vasquez says, she said it on almost all of her shows. Yeah, she's a lot of y'all might not know, and we really haven't gone into Kayla's background, but she did work for the district attorney's office before Fannie Willis was Fannie Willis. So she worked under the previous, I guess you would call it, administration, and she was in the district attorney's office. So she's worked with and been with and worked around a lot of the people who work for the state. So I get maybe that's why she's kind of towing the line and keeping things a little bit gray, but it's crazy to see. Freezy says she didn't get removed from her seat because of the club incident. It was all prior misconducts. And that's the thing I pointed out before we played the video, which is wild. Boss says, I don't think Sister Thug likes Peters. Oh, man. Floyd says she ain't believe fat meat was greasy. Effed around and found out. Them folks only gonna let you get away with so much for so long. It was the pride and I'm untouchable mindset that caused the fall. And we watched the full police video of when she was arrested, and you see people who are around her. I don't know who they were or how they related to her. When she's on the front of the police car getting cuffed and getting read her rights, somebody walks up next to her and they say, oh, she's a judge. She's a judge. Like, what does that have to do with what happened? They don't even know what happened. They're just saying she's a judge. Don't put her in handcuffs. That's wild, man. Amy says, I worked in the criminal justice system. I'm in Atlanta, and there's lots I'm not saying. Oh. We might have to interview Amy, and Amy's got some stories to tell. Shout out to Queen Scorpio's in here. Good to see you, Queen Scorpio. Says, is Judge Glanville relating to the victim Nut? What? Yo, that would be crazy. Not that I'm aware of. Let me see. We could do some quick research and find out. That would be, there's no way. No, I would have to say no, because that is a huge conflict of interest if Judge Glanville is presiding over the case where the biggest part of this case is determining whether Young Thug had a role in Big Nut being killed. So no, I'd have to say no. I don't think so. But let's see. I'm going to see if I can find it. Queen Scorpio says he seems to be very concerned about his death. Yeah, this is the biggest part of the case. So this whole Lil Woody, Big Nut situation that's going on, the Yak Gotti situation, this is the biggest part of this entire RICO case. So if they can find Young Thug guilty on this alone, then he's going to be locked up in jail for a really long time. So that's why they're just taking a lot of time on the upfront part of this because this is going to be the major part of it. So yeah, that could probably be the reason, but yeah, I don't think they're related. That would be wild though. Queen Scorpio also says, and is anyone else noticing the judge and prosecutors doing sign language to each other? I heard about that. Judge Glanville he'll scratch his nose and then you see ADA Hilton pulling at her ear or something. Who knows? Kristen Vasquez says Fannie has been involved with someone in YSL. If that's true, that's crazy. I have one more thing I wanted to talk about with Young Thug's sister. But y'all, we got to get out of here. I think that's going to be the time today. Thank you to everybody who called in. Thank you to everybody who supported the channel. Shout out to Freezy, Henry Resilient, and Speak Now TV for the super chats. I appreciate y'all. Thank you to all of y'all who watched and liked the video as well. We had over 100,000. Well, I'll have to say, I can't say 100,000 now. We had over 1,000 people watching this entire stream. So if y'all could, make sure you like the video on your way out. We're going to be back here on Monday at 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for another episode of the Music Morning Show. And if you're an artist or you're just a fan of music, make sure you tune in tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Hold on a second if I could find the other screen. We are going to be live right here on the ClassE Beats YouTube channel for another episode of the Song of the Night Live. So you get a chance to win $100, a brand new Shure microphone, and we're giving away 4 door prizes. All right, so you get 4 chances to win just for showing up. Definitely want to see y'all there. Shout out to the community. Y'all are amazing. We just hit 30,000 subscribers and we're just getting started, y'all. So I hope y'all have a great rest of your day. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. And you know what to do. Keep growing, keep pushing, keep it classy. We go. Peace.
We're real strong people. We can do anything. We can't be worried about what they say. My brother, my sister, just believe in yourself. Believe in your skin. Believe in your health. Believe in yourself. Believe in your talk. Believe in your walk. Believe in yourself. Believe in your skin. Believe in your health. Believe in yourself. Believe in your talk. Believe in your walk. Believe in yourself.
Since everything starts with self, let me hold this mirror up and take a look at myself. Before I judge you, I gotta check myself. And I come to find out that that's good for my health, right? Change your mind and watch the whole body follow. So you won't hear me talking about I'm hitting you with hollows. I can't do it, got plans for tomorrow. And I ain't trying to bring my seeds no type of sorrow. Wait, cause fake rappers do fake-ish. I mean, most the basic get replaced quick. I'll never sacrifice my soul. Truth is, so I might never get 1 million records sold. But that's cool, cause I'm good with the creator. He nurtured my thoughts, so I present you with verbal flavor. You never listen to what no haters say. We pray for them, but we gon' move it this way. We moving forward, y'all.
We can